everybody, it's Kyle. I am once again on my way home from lovely work on a lovely Monday. Yeah. Anyway, so quite a weekend. I mean, hot as hell. We had swim championships on Saturday. My wife and my daughter's best buddy, her mom, those two ladies drove on down to Scout Camp and got my daughter and her friend and brought them home on Friday. And then Saturday morning we were there bright and shiny early for swim championships. It was a rough day. It was hot. I mean, I know the heat index was 115 or higher. I know that. And we were actually, the crash area for our team was on concrete. It was hot as shit, man. I can tell you there are a few times where I literally thought I was going to pass out because it was so hot. I mean, I was kind of sick to my stomach, and I know that other people around us were too, friends, and it was rough. But my daughter made, out of the 3 solo events she had, she made the finals in 2 in her age group. So that means she's a top 6 swimmer out of all of the teams around the city area. That was pretty exciting. And she is only 11. A lot of the girls that are in that group are older than 12, not quite 13. You have to be either 11 or 12. So technically they're 12, but darn near 13. And she still did great. And she was in a relay as well. Didn't go so well there. But, you know, things happen. I mean, everybody was hot. Everybody was tired. And I think by the time the finals came around, even though my daughter made it into some of them, she was exhausted. I mean, she'd been up late, getting picked up from Scout Camp. And then on top of that, you know, it was just a long, hard day. I mean, it was 9 hours we were out there. And it was just burning hot and tiring and sweaty and just sickening. But we made it through, and she did really good. And I saw a finals sheet today, and she's number 10 out of the 10 swimmers in her age group. Things to take into consideration with that is, again, she's only 11. There was one other girl that was in the top 10 that was 11. But the other thing I would say is that out of that top 10, I think 6 of those swimmers were on a year-round swim team. So they literally swim all year. And the swim team my daughter was on and that she took, 10th in, is only this summer. So they just started at the beginning of summer and went through this last weekend. And so she was still on top 10. That's pretty amazing. And then in addition to that, she scored the most points for her team. It was just, I'll quit bragging on her, but I was pretty impressed. I think she really did a great job, and I'm proud of her. Probably looking at some private swim lessons here a month or so from now, give her a little rest. But it's entirely up to her. We will ask her if that's what she wants to do. And then maybe she'll want to do winter league again. We'll see. We do not pressure at all. We just support and cheer on. So, but it was a long weekend. And then we did finish Stranger Things on Saturday night. We stayed up watching that, and wow, what a great show. If you start to forget how good it is, you just have to watch some episodes of it. And I can tell you that episodes 6, 7, and 8 of that 3rd season are amazing. I mean, episode 6 is so intense, and there's a lot going on, but boy, what a great show. Just cannot say enough great things about it. And I highly recommend it. If you haven't watched that show, do yourself a favor. But that was our weekend, and then we got up the next morning and drove her back to Scout Camp. And it was pretty darn hot down there as well. But she is back there until Friday, and we're taking care of her little kitty cat. So that's about it. What's bugging me? What is bugging me? I'll tell you something that's bugging me, and it's interesting because this conversation kind of came up on Saturday. I'm totally down for people loving whoever they want to love, and I'm very open-minded about that. And I think people have the right to be with who they want to be and be who they are. You know, it makes no difference to me at all. I can say for a fact, though, that it is still a little awkward for me to see two men kissing. I'm not going to lie about it, and it's just because I think I grew up. I've spent almost my whole life. I mean, I'm going to be 50 this year, guys, and I've spent almost my whole life not seeing that be a normal thing. Okay, I mean, I've seen two men kiss before this year, obviously, and I would fight to my death for them to have the right to do that, because you know that is who they are. However, it is a little awkward, and I can say that probably my biggest issue with it is in movies and in TV and stuff is just the way it's done. I think a lot of times it's put there just for the sake of putting it there, and I feel like they're almost trying too hard, and it doesn't even make sense in a story sometimes. And it's just, I just kind of hate that. And not just two men, two women, and I think that it can almost be awkward. And so I kind of have an issue with that. And I was talking with someone about it, and they said, why? Love is love. And I agree, man. Love is love. And I'm totally cool with that. And if I was in public and I saw two men kissing, I really wouldn't think anything about it, because that's their deal. Or two women. It makes no difference to me. But I think that in the media, it's pushed a little hard. And I think we do have a lot of catching up to do. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But I also think that it's done tackily sometimes. And that's kind of what I was trying to get across. Whereas the other person I was talking with kind of attacked me and basically didn't call me a homophobe or anything, but kind of alluded to that fact. And I can tell you I am not a homophobe. When I was a little kid, growing up in my small hometown in Kansas, my mom played softball, and she was a single mom. My father had died when I was just 11, and I remember there's some women that she played with that she was friends with, and it was a couple. It was a female couple. They weren't married, because you couldn't be married at that time, but I mean, in their minds, they were married, and they lived their lives that way. And I actually, my mom we were totally open to the whole scenario, so much so that they actually babysat me sometimes and took care of me and watched out for me. And I stayed at their house several times and, had zero problem with it. I didn't think about the fact that they were gay. I really didn't care. So I am not homophobic at all. But I can tell you that it is just different for me. It's not something that I am accustomed to seeing, and therefore it is a little awkward to me. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think maybe there's something wrong with me as far as worrying about it or thinking about it. But, I don't really think about it, and I don't really worry about it. I just am pointing out that in movies and in TV, it just is really done tackily sometimes, and I kind of hate that. If you look at things that bug the living shit out of me, which is kind of the precursor to this podcast, one thing that I kind of attacked once was there was a movie, I'm trying to remember what it was called, maybe Paranorman, but it was a kid's animated film. And at the very end of the story, there's like this teenage girl that's really hot for this hot football guy the whole entire movie. And at the very end, she talks about, well, maybe we could go on a date sometime. And then he says, well, I don't think my boyfriend would like that. And it just was so corny and cheesy the way that it was put forth. I don't care that it was there. I also think that it was kind of odd placement as far as a kid's movie. I don't think it really matters if somebody's gay or straight or whatever. I think that it was just kind of thrown in there for the sake of throwing it in there and trying to be politically correct and modern and forward thinking and all that stuff. And I think that's what people get upset about when it comes to political correctness and making that change to head in the right direction. I think it upsets people. It didn't upset me as far as that movie goes. I just kind of thought it was dumb and cheesy the way that it was put forth. So I don't feel like there's any problem with anybody who wants to love whoever they want to love. Obviously, if it falls within man-made laws, I guess, because that's what all our laws are. So, I don't know. It was just really interesting conversation. And I was a little bit taken aback because I'm definitely not that way. I was just expressing my thoughts and my opinion on something, which I am totally and wholeheartedly entitled to do. And I guess if somebody doesn't like it, they can just fuck the fuck off, right? I mean, come on. Anyway, so that just bothers me. I think there are people who are trying to convince everybody that they're better than who they really are. And I think it's bullshit. And I think those people can kiss my ass. You know? It's funny because I know this particular person who, and if you're listening, buddy, this is directed right at you. But I know this particular person who brought this up and tried to kind of make me look like shit in front of people. I know this guy is not concerned with recycling at all, man. And, dude, that's all we do at my house. Maybe we're overkill on it, and you're entitled to do whatever you want. But if you want to bring up shit that sucks, try helping destroy our planet and not doing something that takes you a few extra moments a day in order to try and make our planet okay for our kids in the future. That's a real fucking asshole move right there. Someone being a little bit, I don't know how I like seeing this over something, and yet still understanding that it's the people's right to do that is a lot different from someone who is taking part in helping to destroy our planet. So, fuck the fuck off if you don't like that comment too. Anyway, that's about it as far as what's bugging me. But yeah, there are some people who are just so high and mighty on themselves that it's kind of frustrating sometimes. And I don't know if that was the case there, but I know that it kind of bothered me. And I thought it was kind of bullshit call, personally. Again, if you're listening, you're more than welcome to talk to me about it, dude. Or not. I really don't give a fuck what you do. But I know that it was a bullshit move. And I know that no matter what you say, you were trying to make me look dumb. So, that's fucking bullshit. I wouldn't do that to you. Anyway, I just did it in return, I guess. But nobody knows who I'm talking about. You did it right in front of my family, in front of your family too. Alright, on to the next thing. Things that I'm into right now. Stranger Things Season 3, wow. Just really fantastic and really well done. Obviously, their budget was 10 times what it was before now. But it was really good, man. And, you get so attached to those characters, and they just did a really good job of developing all these characters to the point where things ended with this season. I really liked it a lot. I would highly recommend it. The other show that April and I are watching is called Broadchurch. It's with David Tennant, and I cannot remember the name of the female that's the star in it, but I know she just won an Oscar for The Favorite this last year in 2019 for the 2018 film year. But anyway, she is amazing. She's like, David Tennant plays the lead inspector in this murdered child case, and she plays the second in command during this case, and it is so good. I can't say enough good things about it. Really, the only thing I could criticize at all, ooh boy, the theme song, wow, really not good at all. But hey, I get it. It's kind of eerie vocals, and it goes along with the story because the story's pretty eerie and weird. But boy, it's just not. I don't care for that song at all. Maybe I'm a songist. Maybe I'm anti-song. I don't know what it is, but another jab at the previous thing that I complained about. But no, I just don't care for the song. But the show is absolutely incredible. The acting is amazing. And everybody in it does a hell of a job. It's really good. So check that out if you get a chance. Same thing with music. Not much out there that I'm listening to right now. We do keep playing a song that is in the Stranger Things 3 soundtrack, and it's actually a pretty good part of the story, but it's Never Ending Story. The song by, I think it's Lamal. I cannot remember the guy's name that sang it. I remember the music video for it, and him and his dual-colored hair and belting that Never Ending Story song out. But it's a crucial part of the Stranger Things season 3, and it is awesome. It's so well done, and when that part happens in the show, it's magical. It brings back the magic of that show, and it just so many things hit me at the same time. It reminded me so much of being a kid and growing up in the 80s, and it was just really awesome. So, but no other music really other than that. I'm not a big fan of too much new music. I mean, I've talked about it before, and you know what I'm into, so I'm not going to talk any more about that. Let's see, what else? Reading, comics. There's some comics I'm reading. I need to get back into my actual autobiography by Don Coscarelli. It's really good, so I need to get back into that. I am listening to the 6th Dark Tower book, too, on audiobook, The Song of Susanna, and it's really great, too. I'm further in it than I think I've ever gotten. I'm listening to that. Got to knock it out in the next week because I have to return it. But it's really great. Definitely enjoy that as well. I did read, the second issue of the new Silver Surfer series, Silver Surfer Black, I think it's called. I really like that. What else did I read yesterday? I read a couple on the way down to Scout Camp. I'm trying to remember what else it was I read. Must not have had a huge impact on me because I do not recall it. Oh, I know what it was. Actually, it did have a huge impact on me. It was really freaking good. And that is Jeff Lemire, another guy you've heard me talk about before, comic artist and writer from Canada. He did a Justice League, DC Justice League, and Black Hammer, the heroes from the Black Hammer series that he's written, and that universe that's expanding out there. He did a crossover between those two, and it is fucking great, man. I read the first book of it, and I was floored. When I first saw that he was doing that book, I was kind of like, oh boy, that's going to be corny. And it is a little bit, but that is also because it's Justice League, and Justice League's a little corny. But it's good, man. Check that out if you get a chance. I highly recommend it. So that and the new Silver Surfer, and there was something else I read, but I don't really remember what it was. But yeah, I'm really into those. I still need to finish the darn Star Wars books. Maybe I'll do that tonight. We'll see. I don't know. I got some projects I'm seriously working on at work, and I need to work on those. And that would probably be the last thing I'm going to talk about. The new MacBook Pro that we got, that I ordered for the new studio and for work, is, bar none, the most powerful computer I've ever worked with. And it is absolutely incredible. It renders so quickly, you don't even know that it's doing it. It's done before you even go to look to see if it's rendered in real time. It is amazing. I have a project I'm working on, and I actually picked up SanDisk, who makes a lot of memory cards and stuff for phones and cameras and all that stuff, drones. They make a new portable hard drive. It's not hard drive, sorry. It's a portable SSD, and it is Thunderbolt 3 or USB-C. Actually, it's not Thunderbolt 3. It's USB-C, but that's USB 3.1. And that thing is fast as hell. I can edit to and from directly on it, and I think I can even do 4K footage up to 30 frames a second, not 60 frames a second, but it is fast, man. So I was editing this project I'm working on that today with that setup and the 4K monitor that I purchased for the studio as well, feeding out from that MacBook Pro as well. And holy cow, what a fantastic setup. I picked up an AOC 4K monitor, and I have to tell you, I'm pretty sure that monitor looks better to me than the 5K iMac that I have, that monitor. I think this 4K AOC monitor looks superior, even though it's lower resolution technically. Maybe it's HDR, or maybe it's, I don't know. I have no idea what it is, because Apple usually, their displays are like bar none. They are the best. But I can tell you that 4K AOC monitor that I picked up for like $300 is incredible. You know, along with that MacBook Pro that's incredible, and that SanDisk 1 terabyte SSD drive, which is incredible as well. What a winning combination. I am just floored at that thing. And, you know, that drive also, like 500 megabits a second throughput, read and write. Holy shit, man. That is very fast. To give you an idea, I have some Thunderbolt 2 drives where I have an adapter from Thunderbolt 3 that goes to Thunderbolt 2 over to those drives, which are piggybacked. And those things are like 130, 140 megabits a second. They were like 1/4 of the speed of this little SSD, which this thing is tiny, man. I mean, it's the size of your keys, and it is fast as hell. So I just am really impressed with that MacBook Pro. Again, I know it's outrageously expensive, but I also know you get what you pay for most of the time. When it comes to tech, you can get really good deals and cheap stuff sometimes, but when it comes to your computer and what I'm doing, you know, editing and doing 3D graphics and motion graphics, this thing is amazing and easily worth the money. So that's about it, guys. I really don't have anything else to talk about. Again, keep your eyes open for the pieces that I'm putting up on YouTube. I need to do episode 2 and get that ready for you guys to take a look at. And I'm going to have that archive up on YouTube. So pay attention to that pay attention to the Dad Snark podcast playlist on YouTube. And please go review, by the way. If you're not reviewing, man, I need you to. I know I don't make any money off this, and I just pay for the SoundCloud hosting and stuff myself and the equipment that I have. And that's fine. I got zero problems with that, because this is kind of therapy, just me talking to you guys. But if you could do me a favor and review, in case I ever do decide to go that route and try and at least break even or make back half of what I'm spending, that would be great. So please go review me on iTunes or Spotify or whatever you listen, Google Podcasts, whatever you listen to this on. Please go review. That's about it, guys. I can't think of anything else. I will see you next week. I'm still trying to get some other things done and get some special stuff on here for you, so it's not just me pissing and moaning and then talking up stuff I dig. We'll see what I can do. I'll do the best I can. But I will say this for sure. Get off my lawn.